And joining us right now on the Rothman Orthopedic Guest Line from Atlanta, 92.9 The Game. You most importantly know him from that team that he's wearing the hoodie of right now. Hugh Douglas III. Happy Hugh's Day, Hugh.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Now, you were telling me a second ago, you wore that hoodie to work in Atlanta to your sports radio station.
Yeah, I mean, I don't make it. It's not a secret where I played.
Yeah, right.
And I try not to. I'm not disrespectful, but I mean, it's no secret where I played football. So, I mean, it is what it is at this point.
Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah, you're damn right. You're damn right. Now, the Eagles got the Washington football team this Sunday, and then they got them again in 2 weeks. In between that, they play the Giants, and then they got the game against the Cowboys to round out the rest of the season. The talk right now in Philadelphia is just in or out. Do they make the playoffs? Do they not make the playoffs? It's a tightly wrapped NFC wild card standings right now. Eagles obviously have a shot. If you're a player right now looking forward at that schedule where it's all divisional opponents from here on out, 2 against Washington, how do you look at it basically?
That's a gauntlet. That's a hell of a gauntlet to run. I mean, there's no question about that. I don't care what the record is. You know, just as well as I do when you're playing a divisional opponent, it's rough. I mean, it's buckle your chin strap, bring 2 extra sandwiches in your lunch pail, and let's get ready to rock and roll. I mean, that's what it is. You talk about the Dallas Cowboys. You already got the Giants that got you in a game that I feel like you should have won, you know, given the dreck that the Giants were. So, you know, and the Washington Redskins. So you got to, you got to get ready to rock and roll. You got to get ready to rock and roll.
Now, last time we talked, Gardner Minshew played a hell of a game against that Jets team against the Jets, but albeit he played a hell of a game. I don't think that you're taking Jalen Hurts out. I don't think he's getting benched. He deserves to start the next game. And I think even if he didn't play well in this particular game, I don't see how the Eagles make the playoffs anyway if they lose another game. Basically, it's going to be even harder to make the playoffs from that point on. So do you ride out Jalen Hurts for the rest of the year regardless? Do you ever give Gardner Minshew some snaps? How do you play that out?
See, this is the tough part about it. I knew this was coming because this is the unfortunate thing about playing in the NFL and playing that position in particular. Everybody loves the backup. Everybody loves the backup. And the one thing that I've seen over the last couple of weeks, you know, be it a bye week, Minshew mania has resurrected itself in Philadelphia. So much so that they're making comparisons to him and Trevor Lawrence and their career stats so far in the first 15 games or whatever it is of their football career, something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at it like this. I get it. People want to win. But on the flip side of it, I also look at it from a former athlete. Don't be upset when athletes are not as loyal as you would like them to be to the people.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, it's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. Like I said, I totally get the fact that you want to win, you want to make it to the playoffs, and that's the underlying everything. That's what you want to do. So, I mean, it's one of those things where I think that Jalen Hurts should be the starter. But when you're talking about playoff implications, if Gardner Minshew gives you a better chance of winning, that's a tough one. That's a tough pill to swallow, especially your first year as head coach. Because think about it. You guys are in the same situation that we are down here in Atlanta. You know, vying for that wild card spot. If I'm not mistaken, the Eagles are 6-7? 6-7 too.
Mm-hmm.
And in order to win out, you got to play. You got San Francisco this weekend. You got to win that game so that you can control your destiny. And then you have the Saints coming up, and you have Buffalo. And I can't remember the other game, but you got that. Oh yeah, the Detroit Lions. You got the Detroit Lions coming up.
Whew.
So you had your road is a little bit easier down here. So it's one of those things, man. You just want to win and get in. Now, let's be real. When you talk about the potential 4 top teams that you're probably going to face: Arizona, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, and who is the 4th one? I said Arizona.
Lions.
Not the Detroit Lions. No, I'm talking about the 4 top-tier teams in the.
Yeah. You got the Packers. Did you say the Packers?
Yeah, I said the Packers. The Cowboys. I'm sorry, the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. No matter what, if it's the Falcons or the Eagles, you're probably going to be a sacrificial lamb. You're probably going to lamb to slaughter because nobody's expecting you to make a whole bunch of noise in the playoffs playing against those 4 teams in the way that they're looking right now. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be an issue.
All right. So let me ask you this then: how worth it is it to get a guy like Jalen Hurts or even another rookie to get a rookie like Devontae Smith or Landon Dickerson experience in the playoffs? How worth it is it to those players to just get that experience, even if it is as a sacrificial lamb, to use your phrase?
You know what? It's funny. We were talking about it today. Like I like some players don't believe in momentum. I'm one that does. I believe that, especially when you're talking about situation, you have a new both teams, the Falcons and Eagles. First year head coach, first year defense coordinator. Just get that experience. Not so much down here. Dean Pease has been around a little bit, but you have a bunch of players that this is their first year in Dean Pease's defense. So to get that playoff experience and see what that atmosphere is like, I think it's tremendously beneficial. I think you should play it, even though you're basically going to go and probably get beat up by the team that you're playing against. But still, just to get that experience, see what it's like, and to have that on your resume and just grow from there. I'm a big fan of experience and learning from certain experiences.
All right, well, I'll put it to you like this then. On any given Sunday, Monday or Saturday, with how the playoff schedule is going to be, I mean, anybody can win. So, like they always say, just get in the tournament, right?
Yeah, just a chip in the chair, But when you think about it like this, Mark, say for instance, the number one seed right now is Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
Say for instance, the Philadelphia Eagles get in. So that means you're probably going to be playing the second seed, which probably at this point would either be Green Bay or Tampa Bay. Mm-hmm. With those two quarterbacks. And I know you just saw what Aaron Rodgers did to the Chicago Bears.
On 9 toes.
He basically told them, I'm your daddy. Like, I beat you when I feel like it. Like, that's child abuse. That was what he did, was child abuse. That's straight up and out child abuse. So, like, that's what I said. And I said that today on the radio show was like, okay, if the Falcons make it, you got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Your best bet is to play the Bucs because at least you know the Bucs. You know the Bucs pretty well, and you usually play them tough. But Aaron Rodgers did what he wanted to do against the Chicago Bears. After that half, it was a different ball game. It was a totally different ball game. And then you talk about Kyler Murray. I mean, dude, Arizona, like
insane.
That we really haven't seen a whole lot of. They look pretty good, and we already seen the Dallas. Like, and the same thing with the Philadelphia Eagles against the Dallas Cowboys. You kind of like the chances because the familiarity thing there. You got that going for you. That's one of those games where you just never know. But if you don't draw those two teams that you're familiar with, if you're the Falcons or the Eagles, that's a tough spot to be in.
When you look back on your bye weeks as a player, what was a typical bye week in the playing career of Hugh Lamont Douglas III?
Just trying to get away from football as much as you could. Being married, just unwinding, spending time with the family, not trying to get too far away from football. Because my biggest concern was, it's just like anything. It's just like what we do in the media. You don't want to get too far away from it because you don't want to forget it, or you want to kind of keep that muscle memory going. And I remember coming off a bye week, no matter what you did, you always felt tired, like in that first couple series of the game, because you're doing something you haven't done in a while, and you just felt a little tired, and so it took you a while to get going again. So I do remember that vividly.
Almost like work fatigue. Like, I don't know what the proper terminology is, but it's like if you're doing work around the house and you stop for a minute, eat lunch, or you stop and you have some water and then you get back going again. It's always like that. Get the body going again.
Got to push through. Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. All right. Do you like the Eagles for the rest of the season? Do you like them to at least split with Washington? Do you like them to win out? Again, it's Washington, it's the Giants, it's Washington again, and then it's Dallas.
See, that's tough, Mark. I like them to split against the football team.
Right. Okay.
I would like them to see. This is the thing I think is going to get you that split with the football team.
Yeah.
Because I think you get the Giants, and I think you get the Cowboys.
Yeah.
But that split is going to hurt you because if the Falcons went out, then they're going to have the winning record. They're going to have the winning record over you,
right?
Over the Eagles, I should say, and that's going to be the problem. It's the problem is those two back-to-back games against the football team.
Well, they got the Giants in the middle of those games, but still, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You got them close together.
Mm-hmm.
And usually, you know how when you talk about division rivals, you usually go with the split. You usually it's very seldom that you get the sweep. So you go with the split. So that's why I said that. If it was earlier in the season and say, you know, Washington had won and we were in a different, or if you'd have picked up the game against the Giants, whatever, it's still the same thing, but still. You usually get to me, when you talk about playing your division opponent, I go with the split.
See, here's what the other interesting thing. One of the other 6 and 7 teams from the NFC is the Minnesota Vikings, and they have the Bears Monday night coming up a week from last night, and then they also have the Bears, I believe, at the end of the season as well.
That's probably going to be a split too. So it's going to be tight. So it's going to be tight because you're probably talking about the 7th or the 8th seed. Mm-hmm. It might be, you know, while you're playing, it might be the Eagles and the Falcons getting the playoffs.
Oh.
And they're both probably going to go home that same weekend.
Oh, how much fun that sounds like.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
How about this? Any advice? Like when you were an older player in the league and you had the young kids coming in, when that Trent Cole character was coming into town, right? What did you tell him to try to put the bye week behind him? Like, is there a button you can push? Is there something you could do to get you back into game shape or whatever you want to call it a little faster?
Well, I think the one thing that you used to do, you lead by example. You know, Brian Dawkins was a guy that, you know, when we came back from the bye week, you know, Dawk in the weight room, Dawk pushing heavy weight, Dawk in there working out. Like it was one of those things that, you know, we were in a unique position that everybody held each other accountable. You know, you go see what Trott's in there working out. Oh, let me go work out because I see Trot in there working out. You know, all Dawk in there lifting. Let me, you know, Troy's even working out. Like, yeah, that's kind of how it was. You led by example. And you didn't want to be the guy that everybody's looking at and he's not pulling his weight. That's what that was. You definitely did not want to be that guy.
What was Hugh doing? Was Hugh in the whirlpool or something? What were you doing?
I was working out. No,
okay.
You see these pipes, baby? You see these things? These things ain't went nowhere.
Oh, is that Hugh Douglas? He looks like he could still play. Is that the best compliment that you know, former athletes, former players can get? Oh, you look like you can still play.
As opposed to, boy, you like you've been killing those honey baked hams. yes, it is. Damn, son, you done ate yourself into oblivion. Yeah, it's definitely better than that.
Yeah. You could come back as an O lineman now. Jeez,
oh
man.
Oh my gosh, you're fat as hell. Yeah, definitely better than that.
You know who really let himself go?
Yeah. Wow. Did you see that guy? Oh my gosh. He's fat as who? He doesn't look the same. He's eating 2 people.
And I will say this: it is funny. I don't remember you going through this because and I'm not just blowing smoke, but you always took good care of yourself. Is when you see somebody who's an athlete that's now in the media in like the first, like their first media gig after their athletic career, and it's like they eat what they used to while they played, and then they realize, oh wait, I'm not moving around like I used to.
And listen, man, that is the absolute hardest thing to do. Because I still like to eat candy, man, and I get I can tell. Like I've got to the point now. Like if I eat something I'm not supposed to eat, I can feel it immediately. Oh my guts, oh my belly, and you're like you feel bad, and you have to go work out. Like and then with say, you know what the biggest problem was during the COVID when we were locked down?
What's that?
Oh, bruh, we were wearing sweatpants. like wearing sweatpants, right?
Yes.
And then you come back. And say you have to go to a corporate event or whatever, and you try to put those pants on, you be like, God, man, these mugs is tight than a mug. Like what the hell? And you feel bad because now you have to go and get you another pair of pants to wear to the thing. You're like, man, it can't be like this, and you're trying to work out and get it off as quick. No, you just gotta. Hey, listen. That's why, as a rule now, I at least try to put on a pair of pants once a week just to make sure. Try to gauge where you at.
Yeah.
Make you can still put them on, and if they feel a little snug, okay. Because if you let yourself get too far gone, man, it's hard to come back. That's a long way back.
Oh man, I'll tell you, my kid just went through a big pancake phase. So I was making pancakes, right? I was making
pancakes too.
Oh, how? Oh yeah.
You gotta hold it back now. You gotta try to gauge that a little bit. Yeah, hey. Don't do it.
I started putting blueberries in. I'm like, it's fruit. It's now healthy.
No, yeah, that's a lie.
Yeah, that's a big fat lie. Then slather it with butter and syrup.
The devil is a
lie. I like the idea of just leading by example when it comes to getting back from the bye week. Was there ever anyone that would tell you about their bye week plans, and then you'd be like, I don't know if that's the best idea? Like, because sometimes guys might get a little trouble over the bye week.
Well, nobody would actually say, "Hey, I'm about to go to the King of Diamonds strip club, and, put money in this girl's G-string, and then get drunk and really stupid."
Oh yeah, no one would tease that.
Plan. That's never the plan. It usually goes something like this: "Hey, I'm going home to hang out," and things kind of things happen, and then they get out of control, and then you're like, "Oh hell, maybe I shouldn't have went home." You know what I mean? It's things like that. So you kind of tell a guy, hey, man, just be careful. Like, especially going back home, man. You're going home. You're the man when you go home. Nobody's seen you in a while. Things happen. So just be careful. Like whatever you do on the bye week, just be careful. It's better when you're married, though. I mean, it is, because the wife kind of steers you and guides you in the right direction, so that you stay out of trouble. So, yeah, it's definitely better when you're married.
I got to ask you about the guy that everyone's talking about on the defensive side of the football in the NFL, Micah Parsons. When you watch him, I mean, people are talking about Lawrence Taylor. People are talking about Defensive Player of the Year.
Lawrence Taylor was a different animal.
Oh, yeah.
Micah Parsons, listen, because Coach Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator, used to be the coach for the Atlanta Falcons. And, people down here in Atlanta are kind of in their feelings a little bit. The fact that he's coaching, but dude, you can't coach speed. You can't coach instincts. Micah Parsons is a special player. You can't screw that up. Like, it's not hell. I can coach Micah Parsons. No disrespect to Coach Quinn. Hey, Mike, go get the quarterback. Hey, Mike, don't let that guy catch the football. Gotcha, because he's that kind of athlete. He's an athlete. He's a beast. He's a beast.
Well, I have to ask you this question: could the Eagles screw it up? If the Eagles would have taken Micah Parsons instead of like Devontae Smith.
I saw that this weekend.
Yeah.
Because people were talking about Devontae Smith and Micah Parsons, and both are good for the teams that they're on. I tell you what, man, I agree with that statement. But could you see Micah Parsons in an Eagles jersey? Like, seriously.
No, I can't.
You can't? Wow. Interesting.
I would love to see him in an Eagles jersey.
No, I'm talking about hypothetically. I'm saying if they were to draft. That's all I'm saying.
Put it this way. I could see him in an Eagles jersey, but I just can't ever see the Eagles valuing that position ever.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Talk about, like, listen, you know how they say in baseball being a 5-tool player?
Yeah.
Brian Dawkins was a 5-tool player. Micah Parsons is a 5-tool player. Like, when you talk about what he brings to the table, I'm okay with a 5-2 player. I don't give a damn what position he plays. The guy plays defensive line. He plays linebacker. Hell, you could probably put him at safety in a pinch. But hey, Devontae Smith has turned out to be a pretty good player as well.
Mm-hmm.
But when you talk about Philadelphia and the way that they love their defensive players and the city being, Rocky's a real person in Philadelphia. and I tell anybody who listens that is the case. To me, he screams Philadelphia, but he's not, he's a Cowboy. But you asked me a question, I answered it. Hopefully this didn't cause any controversy or any more controversy.
No, I mean, my takeaway from that is you look at Brian Dawkins, 5-tool player. Micah Parsons, same type deal, my friend. Hugh, I think all I really got out of this interview other than that was the fact that the Falcons are not going to make the playoffs, but the Eagles are. I think that's what I got out of this.
Yeah, that's the story we're going to play up in Philadelphia. Down here in Atlanta, it's probably going to be a little different. I'm just going to be honest with you. I got to play to the crowd.
You're going to take that hoodie off and put on your Falcons hoodie and do another interview.
I don't have a Falcons hoodie. Don't have one of those.
There you go. Well, no, of course not. You had to make room for more Braves hoodies, I guess.
Do I have a Braves hoodie? No, I do not have a Braves hoodie.
Oh, you don't?
Now,
okay.
I have some Hawks gear. Now, I do have some Hawks gear. But Braves, Phillies, I have Phillies gear, no Braves gear. I do have Braves. Let me take that back. I do have some Braves gear. Just let me stop talking about what I got and let's just get to what we was about to do.
No, I was just about to tell you that I hear my timer going off. My honey baked ham is ready to come out of the oven, so I got to.
Oh, look at you making hams and whatnot, getting ready for the holiday.
I'm gonna wrap it in a nice pancake and go to town on it.
Oh yeah, that's the right way to go. Hey, nothing says putting on the pounds like a honey baked ham and pancakes all day.
It's okay because I throw in some strawberries and it's like a fruit salad.
That helps balance it out. That's some fiber, a little bit of fiber.
Yeah, it's like a double bacon cheeseburger and a Diet Coke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, basically.
Ladies and gentlemen, his name is Hugh Lamont Douglas III. You know him right there, number 53 in your playbooks. Happy Hugh's Day to you, brother. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, sir. Have a great day.
Hey, great seeing you, my friend. Hugh Lamont Douglas joining us on the Rothman Orthopedic Guest Line.